How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Ethan Bridge. I'm host of the Social Media Marketing School podcast and the guy behind the Instagram page at The Marketing Ethan. Now, being someone who teaches others how to build an audience on social media so that they're able to leverage it and grow a business, I get a lot of questions with regards to monetization. How do I actually monetize an Instagram page, a social media following? And one of my first responses is always going to be, okay, well, do you actually have something to sell? Because in order to make money, you need to actually have an offer that you can sell to people. Otherwise, there's no chance of you ever being able to monetize your page. So, creating your offer is something that you need to pay very close attention to if you haven't done so already. And that is what we are going to be talking about in today's episode of the podcast. We are going to be talking through the steps that you need to follow in order to create your offer so that you can sell it to your audience and make money. Simple as that. And when it actually comes down to thinking about a product that you can sell to your audience, in my opinion, it only really comes down to three main questions. Three questions that you need to answer that are going to be able to paint a picture of something that you can then create and then sell. So, without any further ado, let's just jump into that first question. What problems do you actually have yourself? As a creator, as a business person, whatever niche you may be in, what are common things that you come across that cause you problems? Your audience is always out there looking for ways to solve their own problems. And if you're a creator creating content that they follow, it's likely that they look up to you to solve those problems. Now, it's likely that you already solve a lot of these problems with your content, but if you think about it this way, your problem can be turned into a solution, which can be turned into an offer. So start out by every time you come across a common problem, note it down. Or if you see somebody else come across a problem, note it down. And you'll see that time and time again, similar problems are likely to show up. And these are the problems that need to be standing out to you. You should now be realizing, look, okay, that problem there is coming up more common than the rest of them. So it's likely that a lot of other people have this problem. So this leads nicely into the second question. How do you actually solve this problem that you continue to encounter? Because this solution is something that you are going to be able to leverage and create into an offer. People love to learn about the solution to things, yet they find it very difficult to execute what you have taught them. But if you can create a product, a service, anything that can solve this problem for them, it's likely that even though they know how to solve it, they're still going to come to you for that solution because it saves them time and effort. And now this is really where you can begin to see that, oh, okay, that was a problem I had. Other people are going to have this problem. I know how to solve it. So why don't I create a solution to it and leverage that solution to help others? So now you should be thinking, right, let me map out a process to how I normally solve these problems I come across. Map out the process, see what you can do. Can you automate these things? Can you create something that's going to take that pain of having that problem away from your audience members that are currently going through that problem? Can they buy something from you that's going to solve it instantly or solve it over a period of weeks? Or can they hire you as an individual so that you then provide a service that solves the problem for them? As long as your offer costs less than what the other individual values it at in monetary terms, that means they will buy it from you. That's how business works. That's why people buy things. People don't buy things if they think what you sell is overpriced relative to the value it's going to provide to them. They will buy from you if the price of that solution is less than the value in monetary terms that they deem that solution to be. So come up with that solution that you can package into an offer to sell to these people and just make it seem far more valuable to these people so that no matter the price you charge for it, they're going to see more value in the actual service itself opposed to what they're actually paying for it. So we've got question number one. What problems do you have? Question number 2, how do you actually solve these problems? And now question number 3, although we've already slightly touched on it, needs to be, would other people benefit from this solution? You'll be surprised. If you go through a problem, it's likely many other people also go through this problem. Just ask people if you're unsure. Hey guys, I'm currently going through this. How many of you have actually experienced this in the past? This enables you to then find out whether this is actually a problem many people have. And 9 times out of 10, you'll get a ton of people respond to you saying, yeah, I actually went through this last week. Or yeah, that a couple of months ago, this happened to me and it was really, really frustrating. Some people may still be going through the problem. Some may have resolved it, so you can sort of do some research there, ask them how they resolved it, what they did, their pain points going through that process, if there's anything that you could have done to help streamline it. All of these things can be considered and then molded into your product so that you are creating the best product possible. But this is allowing you to see whether there is that demand there for a product that provides the solution to this problem. Because if it is a very obscure niche problem that you're providing a solution to, it's unlikely that it's going to be a major success because there's not enough demand for it. But if it's a common problem that's incredibly frustrating and hard to solve, but you provide a solution to the problem, then it's highly likely that people are going to pay to solve that problem. And that's where your product, service, or offering comes into play, and you are able to then leverage your audience and monetize your page. So there are 3 very simple questions you need to be asking yourself to come up with a potential product or offer to sell. Number 1, what problems do you currently have? Number 2, how do you actually solve these problems? And number 3, would this solution benefit other people other than you? Because if you can find something that fits into all 3 of those questions, then you have the perfect product or service to actually sell. You are providing solutions. People are out there for personal gain. It's how we are as humans. If there's a product or service that saves us time, saves us money, saves us effort, solves a solution, we are going to buy it, especially if the product or service is cheaper than the value we actually perceive it to be. So, find the product or service that fits those 3 questions and sell it to an audience. It's really not that difficult when you do break it down to these 3 simple questions. So to break it down into very simple terms, if you currently have a problem or have been through a problem, it's likely others are also going to be having that same issue. So these people, yourself included, are going to need a solution to solve that problem. So what you're going to do is you're going to build that solution, and then that solution becomes your offer. That is how you create an offer to sell. So don't panic if you're struggling to think about, what do I sell on social media? Are these people actually going to buy from me? Because if you can answer those 3 questions and find a product or service that encompasses all 3, you're on the right track. So that is how you create your product or service to sell on social media or anywhere for that matter. And that wraps up today's video. If you did enjoy, I would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turned on post notifications. I did just also want to mention that this is a part of my podcast series, Social Media Marketing School. It can be found on pretty much any podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, Google, you name it. Just search Social Media Marketing School and you will find it there. But if you have any questions with regards to anything I've mentioned in today's episode, please just reach out to me on Instagram @themarketingethan. Send me a DM and I will make sure I get back to you no matter what. But I did just want to finish off by saying thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.